Today we're travelling from New York to Boston on the Amtrak Acela. We depart from Penn Station in New York and arrive at South Street Station in Boston. Journey time is around 3 hours and 45 minutes from city centre to city centre. During that time we may touch speeds of 150 miles per hour. That's 240 kilometres per hour in the metric system. The Acela is Amtrak's premium service which runs between Washington DC and Boston with limited stops. We'll be boarding at New York, Pennsylvania station. Okay, all aboard to our reserved seat. All seating on the Acela is now reserved. There are two classes of service on the Acela, first class and business class. Today we're in business class. New York is a midpoint station, so the train does not stop for too long. This is business class seating, 2+2, with tables and a 4-seat configuration for those who prefer. Okay, we're off. Leaving New York City, we head north, stopping at New Rochelle in New York, Stamford and New Haven in Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, and Route 128 and Boston Back Bay in Massachusetts before our terminal stop in Boston. Our journey time is around 3 3/4 hours city to city. This is a Metro North train whizzing by. Metro North services the metropolitan areas of New York State, north of New York City. But it also services Connecticut as well. New Rochelle, still in New York State, is our first stop. It's northeast of Manhattan, bordering the Bronx and Long Island Sound. The Acela makes very fast stops because there's not a lot of luggage for most of the commuters. Time for lunch. There is a lunch menu, and today I've chosen Hebrew National Hot Dog, a cup of tea and a bread roll. The menu is not extensive, but it's adequate. As we enter Connecticut, we pick up speed because the condition of the track is better. Time for a walkthrough. This is business class, 2+2 seating. There are tables in some rows where groups can gather around or you can work on your laptop. It's quite spacious and possible to work in any of the seats. On the Acela, all seating is reserved. There's no free seating. Bathrooms are functional, stainless steel and clean usually. The attendants do a good job of keeping them clean. The bathroom door lock is a little deceiving. People quite often forget to lock it behind them. We pass by several inlets and bays with marinas with all the boats covered up because it's the middle of January. I'm sure these bays and inlets are spectacular in summer. New London, Connecticut. You can catch the Cross Sound Ferry from here to Eastern Long Island. See my separate video on that. Once we enter Connecticut, we really start to pick up speed. The Acela can reach speeds of 150 miles per hour, and this stretch of track looks like it can support that speed. By the way, the new Acela can go a few miles faster, but it won't reduce journey times by much unless they can improve the tracks. That was the highest speed of the journey so far. As we enter Rhode Island and Massachusetts, we slow down again. Well, Rhode Island isn't that big, and we're in Massachusetts already. First stop here is Back Bay. Okay, the end of the journey. After a little over 3.5 hours, we arrive at Boston South Station. The station is open air and bitterly cold. It's in the middle of winter in Boston, after all. Here's another unit ready to depart back to New York and Washington, D.C. It sure beats flying. 3.5 hours, city to city. There are some things that can be improved, the stations in particular, but the train itself is great.